Good morning. Welcome to A Sunday Thought. This Sunday, I'm going to talk about the feeling helplessness. It's not a feeling we talk about a lot or use a lot, but in my consultations, what I have found is that feeling of helplessness is behind whether we feel sad or whether we feel mad. Now, how come that works that way? When we have a situation that comes into our lives and it is uncertain as to what to do with it or how to handle it or, just to cope with it, and we feel helpless. We feel helpless in being able to resolve the issue, whatever the issue is, whatever it is that we need to do or create or to be. And what we really feel at that moment is helpless because we don't have an answer. Now, if you understand the process, and it took me a long time to figure this out, believe me, I was working out how does this all fit together. Some meditation, some inspiration that was given to me as well, becoming aware through the different readings, and now it's this actual thing that I'm sharing with you today is part of a lot of my workshops. If you were to draw an oblong and put in their issue, it really doesn't matter what the issue is, and then underneath it draw a little circle and divide it in the middle, and then say vertically, that was vertically in the middle, and put on one side sad and one side mad, and then right underneath that helplessness. What you realize that you begin to feel from the situation above you is helpless because you don't know what to do. But if you go a little deeper, what you begin to find is that you don't really there's an unworthiness in there somewhere in your system that doesn't feel that that issue needs to be changed. So what we end up doing is we end up either being very sad, which is depression, or we get mad, which can be frustration or straight out anger, etc. Either way. But basically underneath that is the helplessness. And underneath that is the unworthiness. And it is only, I have found, when you have a sense of the bigger power, a bigger sense, the love source, I call it, and that is there, that you know that you have value, that you can make a decision about that event or that situation or that issue, which is up there, because you feel that you have the strength to be able to do it. Now, in many of the issues, all you can do is accept, because there is nothing you can do. And that's the other thing that very often people get really upset about, because there is nothing you can do. A person dies. What can you do about that? You have to deal with the feelings on the inside, and sometimes it is difficult, so you're dealing with grief. And that's a little bit different than helplessness, but you're still helpless because there's nothing you can do. But again, this is a very big point of acceptance. So acceptance comes a lot, or I need to say comes in a lot when it comes to do with feeling helpless in a situation. If you can accept, there's nothing that you can do. If you know that you're worthy to create, you can make a different decision as to how to respond. How we respond is really what's important. I have, because as you know, I use my tarot a lot, and there is so many defensive type symbology. And what is defensive type symbology is defending the feeling of unworthiness inside, and unworthiness is underneath helplessness. I've been in many situations in my life, a lot. And I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't had a philosophy, if I didn't have a belief, if I didn't have a sense of awareness of a larger power that was there. And even when I could not see what the next answer was or the direction to go in, I knew enough to ask for it. I knew enough to ask inside to be shown or to be given strength to handle the situation. Was I always perfect? No. Did I sometimes feel frustrated? Yes, not a lot because I've done a lot of work about clearing anger. So anger is new. And I have to tell you, for people who do feel anger, that if you're running off a lot of repressed anger, that's when it overpowers you. But when you've cleared old, I'm going to say useless anger, because it's long gone, the situation, there's something actually invigorating feeling the anger in the moment and knowing that you don't have to act on it. You just have to feel it. Yes, I'm really angry about this. But when you understand that underneath that is your helplessness about the situation that you're angry about, it makes it even go quicker. That it's not there. You're just dealing with it. And again, we go back to acceptance, which is part of all this. So I have quite a little technique that I utilize and do regarding coming into terms with knowing that this force is with us, that we can ask for direction, we can ask for strength, we can ask for that which we need. But I also know that helplessness is a valid feeling, and that needs to be accepted. You can't bypass it. You can't just get angry and mad without going that one step deeper and saying, yeah, I feel helpless here. Because that beginning of being helpless will help you understand more. So my suggestion for this week is take a look. Where in your life do you feel helpless? And how are you responding to it? Are you accepting it well and making different decisions? Or are you sad and depressed about it? Or are you mad and angry about it? And all those shades that those depressions and anger have. Sad or mad. Accept the situation and decide what you want to do about it. Oh, yes, I can add this little thing. I found that unless we accept 100%, we do not make any decisions. We do not. We stay in that helpless place. So it's learning to do that. So I trust you'll have a good week. And I know where I live, there's rain and storms and things, and it feels early for fall, but the leaves are turning and it's getting colder at night, and we know we're coming into that winter time. So wish you a really good week. A lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating, and knowing, accept 100% and deal and understand where you actually feel helpless, and you will be helpless no more, believe me. And in the meantime, you can always contact me through my website, www.normacowie.com. You can sign up for my monthly newsletter. New one will be coming out next week, I guess. It's a new month. And plus, you can always ask a question. So, wishing you well. Thank you for listening.